I think the first bad idea with this Big Brother Naija season 11 is theming the show Show Yourself. Because in a house filled with 80% Gen Zs, all they know how to do on a regular day is to show themselves. Now theming this show Show Yourself. Ah, it's like recipe for disaster. And to be honest, it's just 3 days, three days in the Big Brother house. A lot has happened. You would think that I did not do a review video yesterday, and it's like I did not do a review video for 1 week because things that happened yesterday, the things that happened yesterday. Hey. If you're new here, my name is Okewumi, and this is Life with Wumi, where I give you unadulterated reviews on reality TV shows, movies, and you get to see what life is like with Wumi. So don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and watch this video to the end for all the highlights for day 3 and day 4 in the Big Brother house. Now let's start with this Neche, Ricky, Normy, Blutopia, Temis situation. So on Tuesday night, okay, let me even start from the genesis. On Monday, Neche and Ricky started talking Monday evening, talking in the sense of getting to know each other, right? And obviously, Neche wasn't already falling for him, but they were already getting to know each other. They were like in a talking stage, the beginning of a talking stage. And so Ricky slept in Neche's room on a bed beside Neche. And I think that the other roommates, Neche's friends, had a problem with it because they felt like it was too loud and they couldn't sleep properly that Monday evening. So the friends in question, Bethopia and Nomi. So on Tuesday evening, Ricky wanted to sleep where he slept on Monday in Neche's room. And Britopia went to meet him and told him, "Oh, guy, you can't sleep here oh, because of this noise." Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that he wants to actually stay with nature. That he wants to stay there. He wants to sleep there. That he's about to sleep safe. I don't know that. And she was like, "Okay, no problem." And then Nomi comes and like, "No, I'm not having it. You are not sleeping here. You can't sleep here. We don't want you here. Go to your room." Ariki is like, you can't tell me I'm a grown adult. And first of all, this is Big Brother's house, not your house. When you get to your house, you can tell me to get out of your room. But this is Big Brother's house. You would not tell me to leave the room. And so they started, exchanging words, talking back at each other. And then Ricky said something like, "You don't even know me." And then boom, Temi and Nomi took it as, "You don't know who I am." Instead of saying, "Who are you? Why are you in Big Brother's house if you know you?" There's nothing they did not say. And then, while in the heat of the argument, Ricky was pointing fingers, and then they were just, trying to rage bait Nikki and Ricky rather. And I was really pissed at Nomi's behavior that night because I'm like, if you really actually wanted to leave the room, you could have just like made your point that guy, this is what happened on Monday. Just like Butobia did. We didn't like the fact that you were making noise or you didn't allow us to sleep. Please, can you just go to your room tomorrow? You can come and continue your conversation with Neche. And if he's like, no, I want to stay, I'm like, okay, please, you can stay, but please, I beg you, don't make that noise you made. If not, like you give people chances. Yes, he maybe probably didn't even know that he was disturbing you guys sleep on Monday. Now you tell him he's a grown man. If you did nature complain? Now that is the question you would ask. And that is why I was pissed at Nomi at first. Like, the nature complained to you that she doesn't want Ricky or Ricky is making noise. He's her guest. Treat him with respect. If you ask Nature, do you want Ricky here? And she says yes. Okay, please tell your guest that he should lower his voice when he gets. Like, I feel like you shouldn't even be directly talking to Ricky, honestly. If you're talking to Nature, who Ricky is there for, right? Now, after this whole argument and back and forth over the night, it still led to the next morning. Nomi said things like she would never ever talk to Ricky till she leaves the house. She said a lot of demeaning things about Ricky, and Ricky too had a lot to say about Nomi. So that was where it ended for Tuesday till Wednesday. Wednesday evening, Big Brother threw a welcome dinner for the housemates. He had already promised them that he would do a welcome dinner for them. I think that was cute. I think this is the first welcome dinner we're having in the Big Brother house. I know that when they're leaving, they always have a dinner and stuff, but I don't think they've ever had a welcome dinner in the Big Brother house, which I think was really cute. During the welcome dinner, a box was passed around with questions the housemates were to answer about each other, just basically strengthening and seeing how much they've learned about each other, which I found really entertaining also. But it's just I don't think they've really still gotten to know each other as much. It's just been 3 days as at then. So I don't think they really had so much to say about each other. And yeah, that was about that. So after the dinner, mind you, these girls, They've been given wager task, right? The wager task today was between the guys and the boys, nature versus nurture, nature being for the guys, nurture being for the girls. The simple brief on the task was to practice and tell us how much nature can shape a person or nurture can shape a person. So, I mean, the girls have not practiced. Like I said in my video on Monday, they barely did any practice. All they were just doing is fight, fight, argument. They can do 30 minutes of arguments, 1 minute of rehearsals, 30 minutes of miscommunication, 1 minute of rehearsals. And I'm just like, the way these girls are going, they will never win. Anyways, so the night after the dinner, another saga starts over this Ricky situation. Now, I was thinking Nomi was acting out of jealousy, out of spite, but the way Neche handled Wednesday's night saga now made me realize that she's the root of the problem. Mind you, Neche and Nomi were friends or close, supposedly. And let me just even start with what caused yesterday night's own. So yesterday night, Ricky and Neche started having a clash. That's Wednesday night. They had a clash over the fact that Ricky said he asked Normy, right? You know, Normy was, they had a fight over him being in Neche's bed on Tuesday night. Now, the argument between Neche and Ricky is over the fact that Ricky now found that at the end of the day, that Neche was telling people that she didn't even want him in her bed. So like Nomi had every right to do what she did because Neche had gone around telling people, according to Nomi, that she didn't actually want Ricky in her bed. And so Ricky was upset. Obviously, I would be upset too because at the end of the day, all the fight and fight was even useless because you are going around telling people that you actually didn't want me in your bed. And so he confronted Neche with it that, did you say it? And Neche said, oh, and the way Neche responded to it, honestly, she was sounding so guilty because what do you mean? Why would you be asking me that question? Didn't you see the way I defended after the way I defended you? I was even defending you against Nomi that used to be my friend. I stood by you. I stood by your ground. And then you hear that kind of thing and you're asking me. And you're asking me that kind of thing. How would I do that kind of thing and be defending you like that? Eh? How would I say that kind of thing? And I'm like, girl, why are you gaslighting this boy? Did you say it or you did not say it? It's as simple as that. Who told you? Who is the person that told you? She first fought for him to tell her who told her. He finally told her it was not me that told him. And she was like, that girl is not my friend. Cassie and all that guys were trying to tell her, calm her down. That is what he heard. Did you say it? And I said, I didn't say it. Why would you even believe that kind of thing? And the person that said it, come and say it to my friend, like she was really upset, right? And he was trying to tell her that what is your jump. It's not, I just want to know if he said it. And if he said it, like it, I don't know. I don't. It doesn't know what to believe anymore. And she is trying coming from a place that, oh, so with all the way I defended you, you think I'll actually say that kind of thing? I almost believe that. I almost believe that. But you see the way she was acting so restless that yesterday night. I knew that she was lying and she had a part to play in everything that happened on Tuesday night. Because now after she finished, she didn't even finish the conversation with Ricky. She walked out on them. So like she can't Ricky's just saying rubbish and she cannot even take it. It's bullshit again. That you know what? That they were trying to get to know each other, but the way he's even behaving, she's not having it, and she walked out. Great. She goes to the parlor, pulls Utopia, explaining. She says, oh, okay, I remember. Oh, yeah, then she goes again to Goddessa, explaining, still shouting about this entire thing. Meanwhile, this period they're supposed to be practicing for their wager, which was today. She goes to Goddessa, pulls Goddessa, explaining. After Goddess, as she was talking to Goddessa, Nomi was passing by, and Goddessa is like, okay, let her pull Nomi so that they can talk it out. And she wants to start going, that Nomi, I don't like this thing. And then Nomi's like, girl, calm down because this energy you're bringing, if I give it to you back, it's going to turn the whole place upside down. And Goddessa had to suggest that you can't be having this conversation here where the guy in question is behind you guys and he'll just be looking at you like, what are you like? You guys are fighting over me and stuff like that. So Goddessa had to convince Neche to go and have that conversation in the room. Now they get to the room. I'm expecting Neche to be like, girl, but I noticed that she's a little more, not calm. Like, now she's now trying to tone down a bit because obviously Nomi is not trying to be intimidated by all those shout and screams. And she's like, okay, what is the question? She's like, why would you go and tell Ricky that I didn't want him in his bed. Even if I know we had that conversation, I did not tell you to go and tell him. Even though I know that me and you are friends, like we're very close friends. Mind you, this is where Neche lost me because in the garden when she was having the whole thing with Ricky and the other guys, they kept saying, "Oh, we thought Nomi was." I said, "No, don't ever call that girl my friend. She's not my friend. She was never my friend. We just spoke for 1 day or 2 days. She's not my friend." And then you're going to talk to Nomi and you're saying, "You are as my friend, I told you this thing. As my friend, I expected this thing." Girl, pick a struggle. Is she your friend or not? If she's your friend, yes. If she's not your friend, you cannot have these expectations. You need to pick where you are. And that's where I'm like, girl, you are contradicting yourself. Either you end this whole thing here or you just shut up. Like I was so pissed because I used to rate Neche a lot. But that yesterday night, she was just doing so many unthinkable things. And so she was just ranting. And I mean, now breaks the straw on the camera. That's when I'm like, thank God I didn't judge Nomi early. Because literally in the video I was about to make yesterday, right? I'd already said a lot of things about Nomi. That girl, she caused this fight. I was already until I'm glad I waited for that evening, right? To see that yes, Nomi did not just react. There was a reason as to why she reacted. And she responded to Neche. Hello, let me take your mind back in case you don't remember. You once came to meet me about this boy Ricky, telling me all sorts of things, calling him a princess, telling me he's not someone you go for, telling him he's not up in his game. They even used a lot of stronger words that I don't want to. She said worse than what Normy even went to tell Ricky. Just all Normy said to Ricky was like, it's not like she even wanted you in the bed. That's all. Oh. She said worse about Ricky, said a lot of things about Ricky. Oh, he's not pursuing her he's acting like a princess. He wants to be pursued, and she's not all for that. She's looking for a man that can take up the game. You know, all those kind of things. And so I liked how Nomi was refreshing her. And then she can say, yes, she didn't deny it. She can say, yes, I said it, but don't I have the right to change my mind? Girl, you do have the right to change your mind. But don't make it look like you never said those words. Don't make it look like I put words in your mouth. You are allowed to change your mind. Perfect. But in you changing your mind, you didn't come back to tell me you've changed your mind. So obviously, I have the perception of you that you don't mess with Ricky. You are not whatever he's doing. It doesn't buy your attention. He's like this to you, and you're like this. You had given the girls that impression. So even if you're changing your mind, they're not aware. Even if they are aware, you never explicitly told them that. Oh, this is where you stand now with Ricky. So in Nomi's defense, obviously you made it look like you even mentioned to them that so you don't want him to start sleeping around your bed yet. So obviously, Nomi had the right to say that you actually didn't want. So that means you actually did say it. So now she now started changing the point that am I not allowed to change my mind? Am I not allowed to see him differently? That is not the point, girl. You came to Nomi with the impression like you never mentioned those words, like you never said those things. Meanwhile, it's a different thing. And so I was not trying to put two or two together. I'm like, Neche, girl, now you've changed your mind about Ricky, but don't forget that in the past, you used to say these things about Nikki. So it's either two things, right? Number one, Nomi has not gotten over the fact that when they were coming into the house, her and Ricky came in together because she did not talk to him at the entrance. She was trying to carry her box and he never offered to, help her. And she's still like in her mind, she had told everybody, she told almost everybody in the house the story. And that she just thought that Ricky was a red flag, right? And she had taken her mind. So either she has not gotten over that fact, or she's disguising this whole contempt and hate for him under the fact that she actually likes him. Either ways, Nomi had her wrong, but Neche also still played a huge part in that argument. Now, one thing that pissed me off in all of this is that the time that they were supposed to be using to rehearse for their wager that they had not been practicing for all week, which was today, they were using it to talk about Ricky. And guess what? This Ricky was in the garden practicing his own lines for the wager. It just felt so ironic. And to be honest, if I was Ricky, I'd be turned off with Neche's behavior yesterday because she was just restless. And I get it. Neche is the type of person that if you accuse her of doing something, she will not rest until she clears her name. She doesn't want to be seen as this or that. So she will want to try her best to convince everybody that this is who she is. And sometimes you don't even have to do all of that to convince people that you did not do something. But anyways, that's who Neche is. So what can I say? Moving on to the next drama in the house, the Chimsom and Bells situation. Honestly, I just feel like it's a case of miscommunication and a misunderstanding because Bell's point of issue or concern is the fact that Chimsom has favoritism, is being partial, right? He doesn't treat the housemates equally. He respects some of the housemates more than the others. She feels like particular to her, if he's talking to some guys like Trump or some people, right? If they're being late to a gathering or something, if they give an excuse like, oh, I'm coming, I want to quickly dress up or wear my slippers, he'll say, okay, we give you 5 minutes. But when it comes to her, he'll be shouting, he'll be stern, he'll be strict. And that is understandable. She had a fair point. But how she decided to handle it and address it to Chimsum is what the problem was. And how Chimsum also received it defensive instead of him to listen and say, oh, this is your perspective. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. This is not my intention. I don't think it would have cost everything. So, like I said, it's just a misunderstanding. I'm not going to waste so much time talking about that. That was just the root cause of their fight and drama. Now, to the major one, the used pad that was left in the bathroom. Now, like I said, I'm so glad I did not rush to make my video yesterday because, like, in the morning when I watched it, right, I was thinking, that Kamsi left her pad in the toilet. Because what happened when we saw the scene, right? Mercedes was saw a left used pad in the toilet, and then there was blood stain on the toilet seat. And so when she got to the toilet, she was so irritated. She wanted to like shout and make a scene. And Kamsi came and intervened and said, "You know what? Can I take the pad? Let me take the pad." Mercedes said, "No, you're not going to take this pad. You're not going." So I mean, when I was watching, I actually thought the pad that was left in the toilet was for Kamsi, and she was just trying to beg Mercedes not to make a scene out of it. But when I waited to watch, the entire day, I saw that when Mercedes was having a diary session, she properly explained what happened. That the pad was not for Kamsi. Kamsi is not on a period, right? But Kamsi wanted to actually, you know, cover up for the person, like just end the scene, while she wanted to expose the person because she felt like those girls in the house like to act like they're prim and proper. Meanwhile, it is one of them that actually did that in the restroom. And so she was hell bent on finding out who it was, exposing who it was, embarrassing who it was at all costs. And so that was what Kamsi was trying to prevent. And I am so 100% down with Kamsi because I understand you're mad. I understand you want to expose or embarrass us, but you can do it girl to girl. We can even just be us girls. You don't have to involve the guys. You don't have to even make it so much of a scene, right? That was Kamsi's concern. And like anybody can make this kind of mistake, although not anybody, but like, people can forget and be forgetful. Maybe the person was forgetful. Cassie was just trying to make excuse for whoever it is, right? Just to make Mercedes not let it go out of bounds. Don't let the guys come here and be saying this. Let's just carry it. And Mercedes was like, no, you're not going to carry it. And so that was just what the back and forth was about. Now, the first sheep of the season. I never thought that day four, this housemate will be locking lips. I didn't see it coming. I honestly did not see it coming. And then the first ship of the season, ironically, is coming from someone who was so loud in the introduction video on the stage. First thing when she came to the house during her introduction, that she's not there for love. She's not going to coming here to fall in love. Her goal is the prize. In less than 4 days, Goddessa has broken down those walls. And to me, I just feel like it's not expected for. I don't think she expected herself to be caught up in this, right? Goddessa and Araga officially shared their first kiss yesterday night. And I was so surprised, I must say. I was very surprised because Goddessa, excuse me, Anyway, so I was really shocked, but I cannot deny the chemistry between these two people. I mean, when they got into the house, they were intentional about knowing each other. I like the fact that they have this little um, um, sign language, code language. I just like the fact that they have coded ways of talking to themselves, and I feel like their ship is very peaceful at the moment. At the moment, there's no storm yet. I don't know if the ship is sailing or it's still at the shore, but obviously there's a chemistry between them that we can see, and it's gradually progressing. And I hope that it's genuine and it's not just, oh, when the house Either ways, we need a strategy to stay longer. And we obviously know that when you're in a ship, your chances of staying longer is high. So let's hope that it's genuine. What do you guys think about Goddess and Araga? Do you think they're genuine? Do you see them becoming a strong ship in the house? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Now to the cocoa of the cocoa, the wager task. I have been looking forward to their wager presentation, but I did not have so much expectations because obviously I have seen them practice between Sunday and today. And I can say that they have made zero effort. They have made zero effort in rehearsals, especially the girls. Like I used to say, they can come to rehearsal and use 30 minutes to fight and argue and 1 minute to rehearse. And like I said on Monday, I predicted that the girls were going to lose this wager. If it was a girl to boys thing, but if it was a general thing, they were going to lose the wager. And slow and behold, as I predicted, tonight, let's start with the outfits. It's a debate for God's sake. I was expecting to see suits, corporates, strictly corporate, right? It's a debate. There was no even theme in their dressing, no uniformity. Everybody was just looking anyhow. So people were looking like, in short, I was like, what's going on here? Like, what is actually going on here? Are you people for real? I was so angry. And then the girl started like the brief was very simple. Tell us whether nature is enough to shape an individual or nature needs nurture to actually shape an individual. That's the debate. The women were supposed to argue on the nurture part. And the guys were, and these people debated, argued for over how many minutes? Not one solid, strong point. You see, for the girls, were just making noise, shouting. Their points were just scattered. I don't know whether they don't understand what a debate is, but that wasn't a debate. It was more like a prove my point. I want to just prove a point to you, even if the point is pointless. I was so pissed off, honestly. But I wasn't disappointed because I didn't even have any expectation. So I wasn't disappointed, but I was just upset watching it because I feel like they could have done better. They did not raise so much valid points. And it's just because they did not rehearse properly. And they thought that they were going to be able to wing it. And just shows that if you don't plan and practice for something, you can't be expecting an excellent result. So obviously, for the guys, they were just throwing so much buzzwords, intelligent words. Oh, this, but they were not making so much points, to be honest, in my opinion. It was bare minimum. If it was not that they did boys versus girls, I would have preferred that they lost this wager so that they can know that when next Biggie gives them a tax, they'll put in so much effort and try their best to, do something better than what they displayed today. Anyways, at the end of the day, my predictions came through. The guys won the wager. I'm happy for them. I can't wait to see what the week will look like for the girls being at the mercy for food for the boys. It's going to be dramatic, but I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, today they had officially their first pool party. And I'm going to rate their pool party, let's say a 7 over 10. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's their first party. I could see a lot of them vibing, dancing. Some people were in the pool. They made use of the garden. They ate, they danced, they jumped, they used the pool, they sat. Everything that should happen in a pool party happened. And even when some housemates were like sitting down, just trying to observe. I saw other housemates pulling them up, and they were just. I could see that they were pulling each other up, and so nobody was left out from the fun of the party. Right now, I'd say there's an housemate I'm really feeling at the moment. That's Sheba. Sheba is giving me like an all-rounder vibe. She's active when she's meant to be active. She's the life of a party. She's always happy. She's bubbly. She's giving me already what I want to see in a housemate this season. And I just hope that she continues on that momentum and doesn't lose her energy. I have come to the end of today's video. I don't want this video to be too long. I've given you the major highlights of the season between yesterday and today and things that you should look forward to next week. The house is going to be hot because the boys won the wager and they have automatic food and the girls are left to be at the mercy of the men next week. What do you think that will be like for the girls in the house? And I want to know your comments. What do you think about Goddessa and Araga's sailing ship? Do you think it's a ship you're looking forward to, or do you think it's all fake and a strategy? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you've watched this video to this very point, I want to say thank you. I love you. don't go without subscribing and turning on that post notification bell so that when I post a new highlight review, you get to see them first. Thank you for watching this video to the end. I love you. Stay blessed.